more, and honestly the end rounds coming back for Gen.G were phenomenal. They were taking those sites so well. They were dismantling the crossfires, and I love to see that. I want to see if now, you know, the Sentinels can keep up the pace on their attack. You know, attacking is pretty tricky on this map, but once that op came into huynh hands, he really popped off. So this could be one of those where we're going to see if it can be replicated. We know there's some really good operator players over on the attackers, so definitely could be the case.
And I'm so excited that we're getting a chance to see these quarterfinals. Great matchups across the board. If you're just joining us, this is match 2 of the day. We're showing you all 4 quarterfinals. And now we're going to be switching sides. Sentinels on the attack. Gen.G playing defense here. And early on, they had 3 over at A, reading this correctly. But now you see the Sentinels wrapping it back to B. Will they check the corners? dapr will not. The frenzy's good for 1, but he used all of the bullets. Cannot clean it up. ShahZaM and Sinatraa picking up picks, and that will give them a man advantage as they are slowly working their way. Don't have to commit on either site right now. Plenty of time. 40 seconds left. Looks like they decided to wrap this one back to A.
Yeah, trying to draw those defensive players out of those kind of dug-in positions. Sick with a nice shot towards huynh is going to open things up. There is still the brim on the site, but I don't think they can really stop this plant, and they've got so many barriers to get past. Very, a pretty wild pistol round from the attacking, well, newly appointed attacking side.
They're so good with the ghost. Long-range headshots, that was the name of the game throughout the group stages. They continue hot throughout this pistol round. effys. Classic versus 4. And as soon as he peeks, he is done. effys might just try and trade this out on the way out. Instead, zombs again. How many bullets does it take for this man? Just 1. Doesn't matter if it's a Vandal, Phantom, or apparently a Ghost.
The thing with zombs is, like, he's not even top fragging for the team, but, like, those kills, like, even just one of those kills he got against huynh was just nuts. I mean, it's so exciting to watch a player like that, especially someone find their own in these sort of games and just, you know, be a real power player. And I want to see huynh pop off with that AWP, though, because, you know, once he gets going, especially with a, you know, defensive side, obviously the money's going to be a little bit lower now, which kind of sucks. But again, there's so many exciting prospects between these two. Speaking of that, we got shorties, and I'm never going to doubt them again after what we saw in that first game.
Wardell was pretty nasty with it, but that's when he had a little bit of mobility. Yeah, he made it work out in long B with the Sova, so as we take a look at this one, it's going to be Sinatraa entering, and there goes your shorty. Shorty down, flashes out. Another shorty in the hands of Brimstone, but that is going to be player 1 running for his life. As he repeaks, he's going to be executed. 3 down already, just 2 left. Spike is going to be planted, and this retake is going to be tough.
Oh, yeah. ShahZaM. Nice and clean. Nice and clean. Let's not overdo it here. We want to keep this nice and tidy, especially after that first half. I mean, small margins can make such a big difference in these games. You know, you give a couple of kills over to the player who's trying to build up the economy for the op. You know, it's small things that can make a big difference. I always like the way that I think Wardell is a really good example of someone who builds their economy around getting that op, and you can see as to why. So it's quite good fun. So again, keeping that really tight checklist for the Sentinels here if they want to try and build off this. And for Gen.G, I mean, I'm just waiting to see those guns come out, because these guys really swung into form once that happened.
You've been thinking about the way the attackers have been working. They're looking for the first pick. If they immediately get a second, they go in on the site. If not, they're backing up and rotating it to the other, looking for a second pick. I love what the Sentinels are doing. They're playing around Sinatraa, letting him be the entry fragger. This time around, though, you're going to have to fight through your Sova and the Cypher with huynh playing close, and of course that is going to be MkaeL holding heaven. Keep an eye on A short for now.
It's a really deep A-hold, though. It could have sounded bad. huyhn's going to be isolated, he can't do too much, and you're going to be posted up in an insta retake just because you stacked out 3 on B. I doubt they'll be able to stop much of this. Good info, of course. They'll be able to find a great deal of info off the back of it, but beyond that, it's full 5v5 retake, and they were postured for this, so they only had huynh put up in towards U-Haul. Oh, MkaeL, very dangerous. Don't be reloading in the open. We already saw what happened there.
Little aggressive Cypher play. Love to see it, charging right through the cage. That was dapr looking for a pick. Everyone's still up, but now the fight's about to go down. Flash is perfect. Sinatraa with the counter flash is going to flash too, but not before player and GMD get the picks. Spike going to be tapped as the defenders are holding strong. That is going to do it. All 5 wiped without dropping a body.
That was so good. Now here's the big thing. Look how much utility they had on that retake, because 3 of those players barely were in the fight. And they all survived, so they fell away. They didn't even overcommit towards us. This is so well done. Every piece of utility, they instantly isolated short off. They put the wall up, they put smokes down, they're able to focus between where they need to be. And it's the danger of doing those all-in hits. Yeah, you get the spike plant, yeah, you get to post plant, but can you hold it when you have no utility? I loved the way Gen.G just played that retake off. Really well handled, using their utility well and not wasting it. Dun, dun, dun. And it looks like we have... It's a bit more of a default, a little bit of a heavier focus towards taking shower control and not being subtle about it. But they do have presence elsewhere across the map right now.
I feel like they're trying to get this dart out from Sova every round. And sinatraa is going to be playing for his ultimate. There we go. Okay, so he's got his run it back now. That's going to give you a free sprint through hookah. Free sprint through short A, gather that information, call it out to your team safely, and hopefully get a kill on the way. And show us some of these beautiful shock dart footage. Unfortunately, no one is going to be hit by that, but well done, observers.
Looks good. This time, though, MkaeL gonna find sick. We've got a decent enough hold here, but again, they might be instantly going into post-plant scenarios. The site looks like it's taken. Yeah, they're gonna fall away from this and wait for the support to arrive from the B site, and then just instantly look for that retake again. I don't know if they have the same utility left to be able to play it back in, though.
dapr getting the first pick on effys. Big there. And now it's going to be ShahZaM holding tight with sinatraa. MkaeL's going to be able to pop his ultimate. That's going to give the information. And MkaeL isn't going to need much more. He's got the angle here. Teammate will be able to hop on MkaeL versus dapr. Cypher v Cypher. MkaeL holds true. 4 kills for MkaeL that round. 8, not a problem for the Cypher so far.
This is nuts. So these retakes have been so good, but again, this was the addition of damage done early on, so it's even better. But even look how close they're all forced back. They have the spike down, but they just can't control it. Even that bit of aggression from ShahZaM and sinatraa made no odds, and that's going to deplete the economy massively down to sheriffs, a classic, a ghost or two, like nothing really invested into. And I want to see the answer from the Sentinels. They've got to come up with something here. These hits, yes, they can get the spike down, but holding in those post plants, they're just not being able to do it. So until they've worked that out, until they maybe even push further on the site potentially, it's going to be super difficult to hold this.
And I think they know 3 are playing B every round, but they have not attempted it yet. Let sinatraa just flash away and go for an early pick. Get a little aggressive here. We'll see what they can do. Also, I do want to call out, 2 rounds ago was huge. When Gen.G clutched up, it meant that ShahZaM will not have an operator. Now we see sinatraa jumping through with just the stinger, and he's good for the kill on player 1. effys there to trade it out, and he has been a star early in the first half. You saw him with the head pops at range. What can he do at short range? Double peek comes through, and dapr is clean with the sheriff.
That could have been such a dirty angle for effys. I don't know how he lost that, but MkaeL's there. MkaeL is the safest pair of hands, it feels like, so far. But with this res, it's game back on for Sick and the gang at the moment. The spike could get planted. Sick currently has it, I think. So maybe trying to be a little bit patient, a little bit cautious, see if anyone over peaks. Maybe they can get a punish on that. They're just going to hold for a second and see if anyone gets a little too anxious. Now they've been able to isolate 1, but of course the guns are going to come in and they're pretty brutal. ShahZaM towards GMD leaves it in a pretty poor scenario for one of these Sovas, because that HP is looking deadly low.
Win with every advantage here. Spike still not planted as well, so doesn't even need to challenge this fight. Wants to make sure they don't have any weapons, and the Classic will do exactly that. huynh holds strong against ShahZaM. I thought it was looking good for the Sentinels, but you saw the defensive positioning. They knew that they were going to slowly make their way over to weapons, wanted to upgrade from the pistols. They never peek. They waited for their opponents to come into their line of sight, and defense able to make the shots count. Taking a look at the scoreboard, it is the Cyphers on top. What is this? dapr, of course, for the Sentinels. On the other side, it's MkaeL, who has been so strong. 9-8, as this one has been back and forth. Gen.G now in control.
I've got to say, honestly, that was a pretty good round considering the money. Let's kind of call it what it is, but obviously at this point, you need a bit more. The rounds in the row are looking so favorable towards Gen.G, but at presence, we see a little bit more aggression or maybe a little bit more up-close holds towards the A site. You have Brim dedicated towards that shower push, but we haven't seen this look yet. So for the Sentinels, if they don't scout this right, they might kind of be caught off by this. Let's see if they check on it early. You do have another play. You have the Cypher posted up by Truck, but it looks like they're not going to sit for the retake. They want an active fight on this one, and here we go. The site's already being pressured.
Lots of action again. Michael's gonna get 2. And we're gonna see the spike planted. Just 2 remaining attackers against the 3 defenders, and everyone is gonna be rotating again. Last time you saw a 3-stack come through this hallway. That seems to be the plan, but this time it's GMD leading the way with the ultimate. Drone is gonna bait, and here comes the kill. Excellent execution. Great use of the ultimates. The round is now done as effy puts the final nail in the coffin.
This is so many good retakes. So many good retakes. I mean, okay, let's kind of look at it from 2 ways. One, the synergy between these retakes from Gen.G is outstanding. You don't see it often. Let's you know, again, be impressed with this. Normally in post plants, it's pretty tricky to play it back in this cleanly. Now let's look at it from the other side. Yeah, they're doing great to get these plants down, but what else could they be doing here? Maybe pushing further in towards the site might be their only option at this point. They might have to over push this because, simply put, they're being outdone on this one. And that was with a more attentive 2-play hold on A. So you had those 2 players posted up. Now, last time we saw the economy in this position for for Sentinels, they did pretty well with it. They had the SMGs, they did that nice trade piece in towards the B site, but I don't know if you can do that 2 times in a row, so I don't know what the plan is now. I feel like they've hit a bit of a brick wall here, Puckett.
I'm looking for a win to light it up with the sniper rifle here. He's playing deep on B, and if that's where the Sentinels want to be pushing from, they're going to find an operator to the mouth. Let's see what the plan is as instantly the drone is going to be popped. They know the operator is on site, and they're trying to push through it anyway. GMD holding the tight corner is going to be able to pick off Sinatraa. Doesn't get flashed. And now holding strong at long B. You just got sheriffs. What can you do here as attackers?
Not much, I think, is the answer. Can you do it on gun rounds? And also the answer is not much. Man, this is a really good defense from Gen.G. I don't want to kind of put this all towards, oh, Sentinels are playing bad. That's just like a 2-head approach to it. I mean, this is like a really nice play back from Gen.G. I like that. And this round, I'm just going to chalk up to the fact that, well, Sentinels are on a lighter buy. If they do any damage, it's not a bad takeaway. And the scoreline is 8-10, but of course, when you see how these rounds have gone, it's a little different. But again, we haven't seen too much of this opping presence towards the attacking side either. Maybe something they need to have available to them. So, for now, a little bit of a hold, see if they can punish any over-aggression from the defensive team, and I just don't think you're going to see that from Gen.G. dapr with a banger going to take down huynh, but by this point, going to try and get that spike through on long. You got 2 players stacked up there, Puckett. I don't trust in that.
Oh, GMD is finally going to fall, but effys holds true, and he is going to be able to scoop up the op on the back end. That was his teammate Player One. So huynh gets his sniper rifle back. Shout out to dapr for the attempt with the sheriff, but unfortunately outgunned in that round. Now we have a fair fight though, and looking at the ultimates, you gotta give the edge to the defense. Resurrect is gonna be huge. Your Brim ult can stop a spike plant. You got the Sova ult to retake, or of course stop another spike plant. All of the tools in the kit right now for Gen.G, and they are 2 rounds away from taking our first map.
I'm gonna ask it once, chat. Is it MkaeL? My French pronunciation is very poor.
I've seen Michael, I've seen MkaeL, I've seen MkaeL.
Où est la baguette? My French, again, GCSE level English education coming in here, not great. But what could be great is a little bit of a hold to this attack here. Maybe hindering it coming in towards hookah could be a really good start. effys waiting for this pop. Goodbye ultimate. And it's a bit of a waste. They're going to have to try and play through that. Sinatraa does!
That's a pretty good
Look at that utility. Look at this utility that's been put down. 3 massive pieces of utility put down into play just to hinder Sinatraa. And they didn't even succeed at that. But now the cavalry has arrived.
We're going to see the pinch coming through. ShahZaM knows where the spike is, and it's not on the B site. So they've got to double back all the way. And the Cypher ultimate, he's got the information. Now this looks so good for the Sentinels, and now dire straits. Last man standing. It's going to be sick. And he is 3 orbs away from his ultimate. So the 1-man army in a 1v2. 30 seconds left. Is he just saving? What's the game plan here?
Does he know where the spike is? Maybe trying to get a quick pick, see if he can catch someone, but yeah, it's not gonna be it. It's not gonna happen. Even if you get the spike, you're gonna get spotted, even if they don't take the fight. And now you got the Brim waiting on the other side. Hear me? Should play the safe, just wait for the cross. Oh, can't do anything. Nicely handled again. This is something I have to highlight. Gen.G just, I feel like they're on the really good balance of just no kind of like, they don't make silly mistakes, it feels like, in this game. They are being very, very solid. And in that round, sinatraa had wild success. I mean, that's something that you don't often see. You know, an ultimate put down to stop him, the wall put down to stop him, the slow put down, and he still succeeds. But they don't make silly mistakes. They spot the spike. Okay, let's hold that in a nice safe crossfire. Let's not over push this. Everything they're doing is just very well rounded.
It's been impressive. I have to say, this squad, they may not have the best mechanics, but they have pretty darn good mechanics, and their teamwork has been next level from Gen.G. Sentinels, they've got to find an answer. Had some early control, and then it just feels like that steering wheel has been stolen from Gen.G. What is going to happen here coming through showers, though? sinatraa, very successful on the last push through hookah. Can he get it done, peeking out at 2 players up in heaven? Sick just waiting for a pinch, and he is going to have the Bulldog out there. Not the best AR at range. Gets the info, though, seeing 2. Spike still in the middle of the map. This is where I expect him to quickly rotate to A as ShahZaM continues to make noise from hookah.
And we'll see if there's any overstep, any overreach. So far, no. Again, this could be one of those awesome retakes we got to see before. This time, huynh, though, could do early damage, and we haven't seen that. We haven't seen that op kind of popping off yet. And with this play up short, this could be a huge moment. Let's see how they try and get past it. That's how, but it doesn't seem to matter, Puckett.
It's going to be tough, and here we go. Spike finally going down. Sova's super weak in heaven, isn't able to pinch yet. He will get healed up, though, and we've seen such clean retakes from Gen.G. What is the strat this time around? They've been sending 3 through this tunnel, and it's been working. sinatraa's going to get a nice flash off, delays it after Molly. Hot hands will follow it up.
Aggression in post-plant. Bucket. They had to take some territory. They had to do something because they had nothing going for them. Prior to this point, they just weren't able to hold it. sinatraa going to find one sick with another. Finally, I think they might have made the post-plant work, but my word, was it late in the game.
Still 3 defenders up, but time is ticking away. This spike about to explode, and sick zombs are going to make it just one man standing, and that's huynh, who runs away with the operator. Will keep the sniper rifle and live another day. 12-9. Game is not out of reach for Sentinels, but this is going to be rough. You got to win out here. Force the overtime at 12-12.
It's you know, back to the wall Valorant. This is so tricky. Especially when you kind of consider those post plants. So that time I personally felt it worked out because sinatraa pushed up and got a little bit more aggressive. He committed a little bit more to pushing that kind of defensive approach towards A, that little kind of tunnel that leads through towards their spawn. But it's hard to repeat that. What if a player just takes a straight fight and trades ineffectively? Repetition on success off the back of an individual is always really tricky to do. That's why when you look at Gen.G, and they're all playing well. I mean, huyhn's actually having probably the quietest game I've seen from him in a while, but everyone else doing great. So I'm a little worried, but again, a couple more rounds and we might see Sentinels right back on point.
What's the game plan this time around? sinatraa making his noise, getting his free orb. Love to see it again. ShahZaM going to be scouting out long B, and as you can see, the defense, aware of it, wisely backing away. They're going to slow things down with a recon dart that doesn't show up anything. Now out comes the drone. So all of the Sova equipment other than the shock darts has been used. B site empty as the attackers easing their way into A once again. Now this camera, it's been spotting them every round. This time they're going to smoke it out. And here comes the push.
They're pretty tucked to the site this time, though. Again, last time they were a little bit deeper, a little bit further back. This time they want the fight, and oh no, sinatraa's out on his own. This could be bad timing, but the flash is imperative, but it's not good enough. It does get one, but he instantly gets traded on, so player one's still alive and kicking and being a danger, being a nuisance. ShahZaM with the straight fight wins it. So taking some of these almost post-plant fights quickly seems to be helping them.
Can't let them all stack up and think about how to use the abilities. huynh is going to find dapr, though, and all of a sudden you're looking at a 4 versus 3 with some ults available here, including the res. huynh is going to keep it rocking. GMD, round the corner, runs out of time on his run it back, but effys is onto the site, and that is going to be sick down. All of the pressure on ShahZaM to keep his team in it. Otherwise, this is Gen.G taking map 1 here in the quarterfinals.
Oh my, wait. He can't see the defuse, I don't think it matters. No, he can't. It doesn't even matter. Defense wins it, and what a perfect way to win it out as well for Gen.G. Their retakes were exemplary throughout, and they proved it in that last round as well.